Hello, welcome to Verbling. I am Teacher Oakley. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today's class will be a discussion. We'll be exploring, describing, talking about our environment. Where do you live? Actually, I'm introducing this topic because I do a lot of work with IELTS and TOEFL and TOEIC, some of the standardized English speaking tests. And this is a very common question on those tests. And I've noticed that second language speakers often struggle when they're trying to explain the actual physical geography of the place they live. Things, you know, simplistically, most simply, do you live by the seashore? Do you live in the mountains? Do you live in the plains? Do you live in on a plateau? Do you live in near a rainforest? Things like that. And I've noticed that many students run out of vocabulary or run out of descriptive words, adjectives, to help them describe the place they live. So that's what we're going to be doing. Everybody's going to have a chance to describe where they live, maybe even describe their entire country, and explore some new ways to explain about our environment, our physical or natural environment. I found that most students just like to talk about, I'm from this city, and then they don't know what to say. But, you know, really? Cities all kind of pretty much resemble each other in most ways, but they are in different areas, and there are different natural things around the cities. Hi to you. Come on in, join the class, and we'll talk. Okay, we're also going to talk about what kind of places do you like. Are you a mountain person? Are you a you like to live by the ocean? Are you a city person? Okay, I've got a few students coming in now. Just going to start saying hello. Hello. Siet, how are you?
Hello. Hi, I'm fine, thanks. How about you?
I'm good. Nice to have you back in the class. How have you been? Okay. Okay. Ahmed, are you... microphone working? Is your microphone working?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Actually, you know what? There's no reason we can't just jump right into this lesson as we're introducing ourselves. So, Ahmed, where are you from?
I'm from Middle East, Iran.
I'm sorry? One more time? Your microphone.
From Middle East, Iran.
Ah, okay.
Middle East, Iran.
Middle East, Iran.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me something about the physical environment or the geography where you live. For example,
It has some mountains and warm weather and like the dry place and dry and have mountains and some stream.
Okay. Very good. All right. Mountains. One way we can describe our physical place, we can talk a little bit about the weather. Is it a dry place, a wet place, a hot place, a cold environment? So, yep, very good. And another interesting way to describe our environment is to talk about actually the soil. That sounds weird, but okay. Hamid, you from Middle East? You're from Iran. Is the soil the actual physical dirt? Is it dry soil? Is it rich, black, fertile soil? Is it red clay? Is it rocky? What do you think, Hamid?
There is lost, how can I say? It has in some places dry, dry features, and in some places it has rainy weather, and in some places it's rocky, and in some places it's a very big country and very a lot of features and characteristics.
Okay. All right. More detail. Very good. Good job, Hamid. That's good. Adding more detail is always good when we're describing. Okay, my Hangout's doing some weird things here a little bit. Okay. All right, Igor. How are you today? How you doing?
I'm doing well. What about you?
I'm doing okay. Pretty good. So, Igor, I know you're from Moldavia, right?
Moldova.
Moldova, I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's a different place, isn't it? Oops, my mistake. Sorry.
Moldavia is sound in Russia.
Yeah.
Moldavia.
Totally different place. I'm sorry, I apologize.
No, but this is our country, but in Russian. It
Okay.
Moldavia, this is Russian. People say like that.
Oh, okay. I guess I've been talking to too many Russians lately. Now, okay. Tell me a little bit about where you live, about the physical environment. Geography.
It's a small country, and here we do not have mountains. It's how to say, when you go. It's when it's no mountains. How to say?
No mountains. Okay, actually, I'm glad you asked that because there's actually a lot of words, and it sort of depends. For example, if it's flat and grassy, we might say it's the plains. When it's higher up, for example, when the elevation is high, and it's usually drier because of that, we call it steppes, or we might call it a plateau, which I can't spell. Hang on. Nope, I got it right. A plateau. Usually we use steppes or plateau when the elevation is higher, but it's still flat.
And how to say? I live in plains, or my country is in plains. How to say?
Okay. Most of the area in my country is grass. You can also say grasslands, maybe easier. Or the city I live is in the plains. Where I live is located in the you say in the plains, by the way. Or on the plains, actually.
All country, entire country is in the plains. Our country, we do not have mountains, and our country is, how to say, is surrounded by mountains.
Ah, very good. Okay, you can say surrounded by mountains, or another English word we use sometimes is bound by, or bound or boundaried. Actually, a boundary is the edge, so you could actually say boundaried by mountains. But for example, where I live, the city I live is bound on one side by mountains and on the other by flat plains and actually rice farms and rice paddies. So I use bounded like a verb. Bound is a verb, actually. Bound means covered. You bind, bound. Similar. You bind a package. It's enclosed.
Yes, but how to say that near my country is mountains, surrounding or bound?
Surrounded works very well, but bound. My country is bound by mountains.
My country is bound by mountains from how to say, from Romania.
Ah, okay. Bound by, you can just say, use Romania as the adjective, by Romanian mountains.
Yes, my country is bounded.
Yeah, or you can just use bound as a verb. And actually, I'm sorry, I think I misspelled that. Sadig called me on it. It's A-R-Y. Sorry.
My country is boundary. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is boundaried? Yeah.
Boundaried by Romanian and Ukrainian mountains.
Okay.
And it's very green country.
Oh, good.
Our country is very green, very ecological poor, or how to say, ecological clear.
I don't know. Are you talking a good or a negative here? I mean,
good.
Good. Okay. Use the word green, and I like that a lot. Another good word is lush. Okay. If someplace is lush, it's full of life. All right. For example, the rainforest, or it doesn't have to be a rainforest. It can be a temperate climate. If a place is lush, there's a lot of life.
Yes, my country is lush in terms of temperature and in terms of about temperature and the environment.
Ah, okay. If you're okay, maybe I misled you. Lush really means a lot of life. I was imagining lots of trees and wildlife, animals.
Yes. No animals much, but trees, forest, yes.
Iman, you spell lush like I wrote it there. Lush. L-U-S-H. That's right. The opposite of lush, by the way.
Sorry, I am still sleeping.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Okay. The opposite of lush, by the way, is desolate. Like a desert is desolate, meaning there's no life. Okay. So if an area is
lush.
desolate.
My country is lush.
Okay.
It's green and lush.
Green and lush. And actually, I should point out, just because I should. Lush actually has a totally separate meaning, which is not related at all. Lush means full of life and green living things and animals, but it also means a lush is somebody who is an alcoholic. We also say he's a lush.
Oh.
I don't know how that one word came to mean those very different things, but it does. Actually, it might be interesting to explore the etymology there, the history of the word. I don't know why. But okay, very good. Nice. And actually very educational. I think I had the wrong idea of where you're from. I thought it was mountainous. So,
no mountain. In Romania, Romania has mountains, but our country, we do not have mountains.
Oh, so, okay, this is turning out to be an educational class for me. Cool. I like that. Very good. All right, Aman, are you awake enough to talk?
I am awaking. I don't know if I am going to be able to describe anything, but just ask, please.
Well, give it a try. What we're talking about, we're practicing describing geography and, you know, things, mountains, forests.
Yes.
Things like that.
I think those are all new words for me. It's going to be interesting.
You know, I've kind of discovered that students often struggle with this. And the thing is, it's actually very common to have related questions on many of the, like IELTS and TOEFL, many of the exams, yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay, good. All right. So give it a shot, and I'll help you along. Try to tell me about where you live. First of all, here's a little more vocabulary for you before you start. Hang on, let me just type something in here. Okay, often a good way to start talking about this, where you live, is to mention if it is an urban area, a rural area, or a suburban area. It's a nice place to start. I grew up in a very rural area, and then I can explain about mountains and forests and animals, and it's a good way to start. Do you know these words, Iman?
Is there a suburban area, like a suburb is like an area that is a bit far from the city center, or what is exactly a suburban area?
Good question.
Yes.
And it's a little bit open to interpretation, but many times another expression, I guess, maybe even a little bit idiomatic. Sometimes suburban areas are called bedroom communities. They're called that because the people work in the city and then they commute or travel home at night and they go to sleep, a little bit outside the city, 10 miles away, 20 miles away, 40 miles away. Depends how big the city is, of course. The suburbs of New York City stretch way into Connecticut and way down into New Jersey and around in New York. You can be 50 miles away from New York City and still be in the suburbs.
Okay, I understand. I understand.
Suburb means like places not in the center of the city.
Yeah,
not ghettos.
Not ghettos. That's quite different. Ghettos are actually urban development areas. They're actually located in the city. You're a little bit correct because they're usually on the edges of the city, quite often. Suburbs are usually the idea, basically, they're quiet communities. Boring, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Opinion only.
I agree. I think I agree with you.
And many of the houses all look the same. There are urban myths, urban stories about people living in the suburbs and they're not paying attention when they're driving home, and they get lost, actually, because all the houses look the same, or they drive up and park at the wrong house because everything looks the same.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now that we are at it, what is a ghetto exactly?
Ghetto is a word for let me write this.
Because it comes to my mind all the time, the Jew ghettos, and I don't have an idea, or ghettos of communities of people from some.
Well, usually they don't start
countries.
out. Usually it doesn't. It doesn't start out as a ghetto. Okay, nobody decide. A ghetto is very negative, by the way. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Poor, falling apart, run down area. It doesn't start as a ghetto. What happens is a city starts an initiative. They start a plan to make some nice apartments, maybe for lower income people, or sometimes it's even for upper income people. And anyway, over time, the buildings are not taken care of, so the buildings start to fall apart, broken windows, the heat doesn't work well, so much more, many more poor people live there, and crime rates rise because nobody has any money. And then at some point, it becomes called a ghetto.
All right. Okay. That was a new one for me. That's great.
Yeah, and many times, like you mentioned, the Jewish ghettos, maybe in Poland or something. Many times, one ethnic group takes over the area. So, in U.S., like maybe in the South Bronx, it's all Latinos. So. People from South America, and it is what it is. Yeah. Okay. So
okay.
Go ahead.
So there I go. Okay, I go. I live in a city, and I don't know what to say.
What is around the city? Are there mountains? Is it near the ocean?
It's the ocean.
The ocean. Well, then start there.
Well, it's the sea. The sea is very close. Yeah.
Okay. And go with the ocean. Are there nice beaches, or is it a rocky?
It's a boring beach.
Okay.
There is a boring beach.
That's
Yes.
a boring beach. Okay.
Yeah, it's quite plain. It happens a lot here in Spain that if it's
Okay.
if it's there a touristic place, if it's a touristic place, is nice. There is a nice beach, but if it's just a city, a big city, it's more boring.
Okay. All right.
You know,
You don't have to
people
say,
pay attention, less attention to the beach,
you
not
don't
to
have,
make it nice.
right.
Because when
I get
people wants to go sunbathing, they don't go there.
you. Yeah.
More
Okay.
quite often, they just go somewhere else that is nicer,
Right. Okay.
more
Don't
touristic.
don't say touristic. Actually, there's no IC ending for tourist. Just say it tourist. Usually we say tourist area.
You don't say touristic. I didn't know that. Okay,
No. You know,
tourist area.
it's one of those things where you're adding an IC suffix or ending. Sometimes those are tricky. So I may be wrong. There may be such a word, but I am right in that we don't ever use it because I've never heard it before you today. It's possible that's actually a word, but I'm reasonably sure.
I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I know that in Spanish it can be a false. It's because in Spain you say Turistico.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay.
It can be that, and I just all the time I have been calling it
Okay. All right.
touristic. It's okay. I was looking in the dictionary, but it's not there. So
It's not there. Okay. Thanks for
it's not
confirming
there.
that for me.
It's gone.
Had me worried, actually.
So
Sometimes
a tourist
actually,
area.
I'm a native speaker, but by no means do I know every single word in the English language. That would be impossible. And sometimes words have a different prefix or suffix, beginning or ending. Sometimes I'm actually surprised because they turn out to be real words. Every time I teach a class about suffixes, I learn new words. I mean, really, every time. It's amazing.
Yes.
But
Yeah, for me, for example, I have been repeating and saying that word so many times, and nobody ever corrected me, never ever up until today. So
Wow.
it's great because
Well, okay.
it's been a long time saying touristic.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
that's what I'm here for.
So-
Glad to help. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, there isn't a tourist area.
Okay. Good. That's it. Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Good.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say. It's
It's okay. That's all right. Well,
a
we need.
city.
It's a city. Yeah, which is why people have problems describing it. What you can do is you can start thinking about. You can think about the geography of the city. There's a large business district. There's an entertainment district.
There is the city center that is all buildings. How would you? Very old, like 200 years old
Okay.
buildings.
All right.
know.
We often call that a historic area.
Historic area. Okay, it has a nice historic area. Interesting, that one as well.
Yeah.
There
Cool.
has an historic area.
Okay. Good.
And
We often also say old city, and then there's a section we call the old city. That seems to be common many places.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
That probably was the old city in the older times.
Yeah.
That was all that the city was about.
Okay.
I don't know what to say really.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. You've done
I'll
well.
think about it. I will try to learn about it because it's quite interesting as well.
Okay.
Just to know how to describe places. Thank you, Oakley.
Sure. Let me move on and give someone else a
Yes.
chance there. Yeah. Okay. Jarno, or is it Yarno? I'm not sure.
It's Jarno.
Jarno, second guess.
Yep.
Okay. Hi, Jarno.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. How are you today?
I'm fine. Yeah. Just had my breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So, Jarno, where are you from?
I'm from Finland.
Finland?
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, I know that Finland has some extremely interesting geography, right?
But I'm not sure, can I describe all of it?
Well, I know. Okay, I know, that's a lot. So just try for maybe around your immediate area where you normally live.
Okay. I live in southwest of Finland. It's a little city, only 5,000 people, and city is located by the river, and it's about 20 minutes to coast area, or half an hour to coast area. So I live quite near by the coast, and this area where I live, it's there are lots of agriculture, farmers, and I think soil is very good for farmers, and what else? There are some factories nearby, and sometimes the fumes, you know, the
fumes.
Mm-hmm. Fumes. It's not so nice, you know. You can smell it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is countryside and by the river, and not so far away from coast side or seaside.
Okay, seaside. All right. Lots of great vocabulary in there. You did a couple things I really liked. You talked about the surrounding area. Also, I like the way you started. I don't know if anyone noticed, but Jarno started by saying that his city is in the southeastern. Did you say southeastern? Whatever.
Southwest.
Southwestern. Okay. Same idea. Southwestern part of the country. Sometimes what people struggle with is just beginning. Like I gave the example, you can say, oh, I live in an urban area or a rural area. Another good way is what Jarno did. I live in the southern part of the country, the northern part, something like that. And you can use those words, east, west, south, north, to think about what's around your city or your area. Are there mountains in the north and a coast or seaside in the south? Things like that. Very useful. That was actually very good. Some good detail there about the rich soil.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice job, actually. Okay. Going to talk to Servet. Servet, are you there?
Yes,
Hi,
I'm
Servet.
here.
How are you?
Yeah, thank you. Start with country. I live in Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Turkey is a peninsula. So three sides of it are surrounded by sea.
Mm-hmm.
In the east of the country, the topography is mountainous. In the middle of the country is a bit more plain, and I think it's in the east also is plain. It's in plains.
Mm-hmm.
Where I born in was in a city in the east of the country. It's a city is placed in a mountain, in a big mountain. The climate is high, not lush. I don't know if we can say it like desolate, because there are a few gardens, but not too much. It has a high climate, it's not so green.
Okay.
Usually they grow wheat, grains a little bit. where I live is in Istanbul. I live in a suburb. It's like maybe 20 kilometers far from the center of the city. It's
Okay.
also a bit mountainous, but not so high mountainous, like maybe a little. It's again built up all in little mountains, not very big mountains around.
Okay.
Just
Hills? Would
yes,
you-
hills. Yeah, hills. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I brought up lush and desolate. Those are extremes. Maybe where there's not so much
Yes.
plant life. You might say sparse vegetation,
Yeah, okay.
something like that. I think that would be a good description of that. Not completely desert, but not a rainforest either. Just
Yes.
a few plants. Okay.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to describe that. Interesting, actually. I just have to comment and maybe ask a question. Servet, it's unusual for cities to be in the mountains or even in the hills because usually, cities are located next to waterways, the ocean, or big rivers because of trade, of course.
Yeah.
So is your city very old?
No, actually, Istanbul is a very crowded city. So
Yeah.
it's a peninsula. It's built by sea, but because the city always getting bigger, so they place new buildings around it and becomes cities get together. There's no free place between cities now. Istanbul, Tekirdağ, it's became like just one per city.
Yeah, right. We have a word for that, and it's a relatively new word, actually. And yes, English evolves, and new words do come along all the time. English is not static. Static means not changing. It always changes. Actually, a new expression or a new word that's been recently introduced is a megacity. Actually, New York. Actually, it's... For example, Washington, D.C., Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Dover, Maryland, it's impossible to tell where one ends and the next one begins. You can't really tell.
Yeah.
Los Angeles, another example. Manila, where I live in the Philippines. You can't even tell where you are. It's just city, city, city for miles. Yeah, mega city. Tokyo, very much so. Tokyo, oh my gosh. Tokyo's a monster. Yeah, okay. So thanks a lot. That was pretty good and interesting. All right. Tuyet.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm back to you. Hi, Tuyet. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. And you're from Vietnam, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So tell me about a little bit about the geography or the area around where you live.
Yeah. I live in the central part of Vietnam, in a small city. It's a coastal city, I think. Yeah. Our city is surrounded by the mountains and ocean, and yeah, and visitor can climb the mountains and swim in the sea at the same day, and yeah, and yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, and people say that it just take you one day to go around my city, just one day to view all the landscapes and the sightseeing. So it just take you one day. So because it's a small city.
Okay. That was
Yeah.
pretty good. Okay. And I like that. Actually, it really made me remember. Okay, she said that you can go hike a mountain and go hang out on the beach in the same day. Actually, totally reminded me when I used to live in Tahoe, which are the mountains on the eastern side of California. And I loved living there because in, say, this time of year, actually, around March, you could go skiing in the morning. And then you could go down to Sacramento, which is only 2 hours away, and it's in a very hot plains area, very low elevation, almost desert, almost 0 feet above sea level, but it's very hot. You could ski in the morning and it would be 0 degrees, and then you could go down to Sacramento, it would be 32 degrees, and we would go swimming, you know, in our swim trunks and hang out on the beaches of the American River. Very fun.
Yeah. How do I say that my cities belong to the province, not belong to the central Vietnam, but it not belong to the, I don't know how to say it, but it is a provincial city, not like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City or Da Nang City, but it's a provincial city, is that right?
It's a provincial city, yeah. Okay. Yeah. And, okay, provincial means it's not near a megacity, or it's not near a major metropolitan area. Okay, let's see if I can spell this. Metropolitan area, like what I was talking about with Servette when we were talking about how the city just spreads out and spreads out. When that happens, we can call that a megacity, the city, the main city, or the whole area we can say metropolitan area. And the opposite is provincial, which is what you're looking for. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Okay, is there much agriculture near your city?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really? What do?
Yeah. Isn't if we go, we move from the central to the suburbs, and yes, and people grow rice in the water. So yeah, it's a paddy fields, rice paddy. Yeah, and the image of the farm here is the buffalo, yeah, and some rice paddy fields.
Okay.
Yeah, but nowadays people use tractor much more the buffalo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know that I am in the Philippines, right? So yeah. You know that I live in the Philippines now. Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's very easy for me to imagine and just remember. I see that all the time. The images of the rice paddies with here they call them carabao, the big water buffalo, pulling the plow, and the people with a, sun hat,
A conical hat. In Vietnam, is a conical hat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very similar, actually, what you're describing, what I'm used to in the Philippines. But people in the Philippines never have tractors, actually.
Yeah, but here people use many tools, modern tools like tractor, or when we, at the time of the harvest, people will use a machine that will help them to take the rice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually interesting to me. I don't even know what these machines look like because I've never seen them. And I live in the Philippines where they grow a lot of rice.
Yeah, here in Vietnam it's the same.
Right, okay. All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, pretty good, okay. All right, now, I'm not sure who I'm talking to, but hello. Are you there? Who is this? Is this Ahmed? Ahmed, are you there? Ahmed? Hello? Well, it's a black screen, so I can't tell who I'm talking to. Okay. And I'm sorry, but I cannot read Arabic, so I can't read your name. Okay. Maybe next time. Hello? Yeah. Hi. Hello? Okay.
Maybe Mahmoud?
I'm not sure. Can anybody help with that? It's even if I did read Arabic, it's very small writing. I can't see it. Okay, all right. Well, try another time. Andrea, hi, Andrea. Andrea, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you, and you?
I'm well, thanks. So Andrea, here we are. We're describing our. Okay. We're describing our area where we live, the environment. You know, the physical environment, the geography, maybe.
Okay.
So, where are you from again? I know you've told me, but tell the class.
I'm from Hungarian.
Right. Okay.
I'm Hungarian. Okay.
Okay. And so, go ahead. Tell us something about the area or the topography or the geography of where you live, the environment.
Okay. I'm living in Maku. Maku is a little town with 10,000 people. This town is a low. Yes, lowland.
Lowland. Oh, good
Lowland.
one.
Yes.
Right.
We have a river and a beautiful river bank. And this town is dusty.
Dusty?
Dusty.
Really? Okay.
So there is. Yes. That's all. But the city is beautiful. Anyway.
Okay. What's the river?
The river is Maros.
Morash.
Maros, yes.
Okay. Don't know that. Okay. All right. Are there mountains around where you live?
No, we haven't got.
Oh, okay.
No,
Are there agriculture?
Yes. Yes. We
Okay.
growing onions. So much onions.
Onions. Far out.
Onions, yes.
Okay. Onions. I love onions, by the way. I'm a big fan of onions. I'm for onions. What kind of onions?
What kind of
Yeah.
onions? Our onions is very very famous.
Famous?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Because the town is famous by onions.
Oh, see? I got to very important points that you could use to describe your town. All right? Good. Well, that's good things to talk about when you're describing your town. Famous for onions.
Yes.
Is there any kind of onion festival so I can come visit you?
Yes.
Oh,
we have
right.
Onion festival.
Great. When is it so I can put it on my calendar?
Okay. Come
Yeah.
here for onion festival.
All right.
Yes.
You betcha. Actually, I'm not even joking, really. Actually, I'm not really joking with you, Andrea. When I was a small child, I grew up in a rural area. It was mountainous, but very much countryside. And everybody had their own garden, private garden. The soil was very rich and fertile, very good for growing food. And when I was a child, I would sneak out to the garden and I would dig up onions and eat them like an apple. I was not a normal child. I would rather eat an onion than an apple when I was a kid. I'm talking about like 4 or 5 years old, 4 or 5, 6 years old. I was a crazy kid. I don't know, unusual. But I do love onions. I'm not kidding about that. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Andrea. I'm going to find out about this onion festival. I'm going to talk to Batman now. Batman, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Good. You got me. Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Santander, a little city in the north of Spain.
Ah, in the north of Spain. Are you near the mountains? Tell us a little bit about where you live, the environment, and the geography.
Well, it's a small city. We are on the front of the sea, and we have mountains near too, because we have a particular environment. We have mountains, we have sea. It's a beautiful place, really.
Ah, okay. Mountains and the sea. Okay. Wouldn't really say we have a particular environment. You might use this word. You might say we live in a unique environment.
Yes, because if you see the sea, and in the front of the sea are the mountains. We have mountains and sea because the environment is very particular here.
Okay, all right. But again, we use the word particular when I'm talking about a particular toothbrush. The red one, that particular toothbrush is mine. Okay, for example. But it's not a unique toothbrush. There are probably millions of toothbrushes that look exactly like mine. But I would use unique. I live in a unique environment. We have a unique geography.
Yes, unique.
One of a kind. All right.
Okay.
Very different. All right, better. But
thank you.
That's cool. So do you like to do mountain things and ocean things, activities? I mean.
Yes, I like go to snow to practice skiing. I like to go to the sea in summer, to the beach, to aquatic sports to play. It's amazing city to all of that.
Nice. Yeah, all my life I've been confused. I love the ocean and I love the mountains. So it sounds like a great place. Sounds like
Yes.
another. I'm gonna have to go on a European tour. See, I'm gonna go to the Onion Festival and I'll.
Okay.
Sounds great. I love to ski too. Wow.
Spain is a perfect place if you want to ski or if you want to practice aquatic sports.
Okay. Oh, sounds great. Okay. But one thing, ski, it's a long E sound.
Ski.
Better.
Okay. Okay.
Good. All right, that sounds cool. It sounds like a place I would like to live, actually, really. Okay. Emmanuel.
Hello, teacher.
How are you today? How are you doing?
Fine, you?
Good. Yeah, I'm sorry it took me so long to get to you, but lots of people have a lot to say about where they come from. How about you? Tell us a little bit about where you're from and try to talk about the geography, the mountains, the seaside, maybe the kinds of plants or even animals. Nobody's actually talked about that. Go ahead.
Okay, I live in Costa Rica, and it's a beautiful place because I can go to the mountain in 2 hours, and I can go to the beach, and the weather is awesome because it's not too cold and it's not too hot. It's warm, and the people is very kind. And I live in a small city. Its name is Heredia. In Costa Rica is cheaper than other countries, Um, and in Costa Rica, we don't have army, and the education is it's free, and the places are very beautiful, and we have a lot of rivers and and
Oh.
animals and and that's it.
Okay. Two things I want to talk to you about. Well, maybe three things. One, just grammatical, and for everyone here, never say people is. People, person, singular, people, plural. So people are. People are very friendly. Okay? So be careful of that.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
Secondly, I have to ask you, do you work for the Costa Rican tourism department?
No.
Because
No,
you
I'm
did a
not working
pretty good
there.
job of selling Costa Rica. You should. Maybe you should ask them for a job. Yeah, pretty good.
Let's go there.
I know. Let's go. Class, let's go. Class dismissed. Get on your airplanes. We're all going to meet at Emmanuel's house. Okay. One other thing, though. As far as also English speaking, okay, try to use more details. Okay, for example, you're talking about, or examples. For example, you're mentioning that it's very cheap to live here. And then say, for example, I can buy a cup of coffee for this amount only. Or say there are many animals. For example, we have parrots and parakeets and crocodiles and panthers or whatever's there. You know, give some examples when you're speaking. All right?
Okay.
It helps with the detail, and it helps paint a better picture. Okay? You're good with your speaking is good, and you're good with the basic idea, but add some more detail, and it will make what you're saying much more vivid for the listener. Okay? And
Okay.
and if you're planning on taking any English speaking tests, that will help you a lot, actually. That's all you need, actually. Pretty good. You need to just concentrate on doing that a little more. All right?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, that was. When do we go to Costa Rica? Actually, that is something that is trending in America right now. Many people are escaping. Do you see a lot of Americans in Costa Rica?
Yes, there are many Americans people in Costa Rica, and because in order it, and I'm learning English because and I want to talk with American people in the streets and something like that.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, a lot of them. Costa Rica is very much kind of trending, very popular now with Americans, not just as a tourist, but to actually go live there.
And yes, there are many people who lives in Costa Rica and American people. And for example, and there is an hotel that the owner of the hotel is from USA.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all. I'm always reading about Costa Rica and many Americans recommending other Americans, oh, you should just go to Costa Rica. It's great. You should go there. Yeah.
Yes, and there is a lot of companies of USA.
Oh, really?
Yes, there are many. For example, Intel, and other is like I don't remember its name, but there are many enterprise.
Really? Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. You sure you don't work for the tourism department or the economic development department of Costa Rica. Are you sure?
Not.
Okay. Wow. You think you
I'm
should?
a student.
All right.
I got no job.
Okay. Well, I think you should go apply. You know, I think you're good.
Okay.
Samir. Are you there, Samir?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Samir. How are you doing?
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Samir, I'm going to have you try the exercise we're doing today, but first I have to ask you something about your picture, your Google picture here.
Yes.
I know this from somewhere. Where is this from?
This actor, I think, from Australia.
Yeah, it's some movie. Do you know what movie it is?
Batman?
Is it Batman?
I don't know.
Is it Batman? Actually, you know what? I think it's that Mel Gibson movie.
I saw this movie, but I don't remember that.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I was hoping.
But
he's my enemy. He's the
I like
Joker.
this jokey. I like this
Your enemy.
jokey face.
Okay.
I like this jokey face.
Okay.
I upload from Google.
Yeah, you do realize that Bruce Wayne is also in the class today, okay?
But I think he is Australian actor. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is an Australian movie, which I can't remember.
Yes. He's Heath Ledger. He's the actor from The Dark Knight, and he did years ago.
Oh, really?
He did when the movie goes to the theaters 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, all right. Learn something new every day. All right, Samir, tell us about, we've got like 3 minutes, so go ahead and tell us a little bit about where you live. Where are you from?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
I'm living in a city that's named Jeddah city.
Ah, okay.
But it is not no mountain. It is a desert, like a desert. No mountain, no.
Right. But
hill, no, not. But it is this city by very close to the sea.
Right. Okay. All right. So, you know, you have desert. There's not a lot to talk about because there's not a lot in the desert. So talk a little bit more about the sea. What is the beach like? Is it white sand, black sand? Is the water clear? Or is the surf high? The waves, are they big? Okay.
The sea, it is Red Sea. Red Sea.
Okay, the Red Sea.
The name of sea, Red Sea, yes.
Okay.
There is a lot of, I don't know, animal sea.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
There is a lot. The Red Sea have the dangerous shark. That's named the white shark.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
In the Red Sea.
The Great White Sea has white sharks.
The dangerous white shark. Yes, it is
really?
the most dangerous shark. But
wow.
I mean, I don't know. There is in the south of the Red Sea.
Okay. All right. Do you have storms come in from the ocean there?
No, because the city by the sea, not there is not ocean.
Ah, okay. All right. Oh, I see. Right. What am I thinking? Okay. In any case, I think everybody had a chance. I think I managed to get to everybody. Thank you, Samir. Sorry I was so late getting to you. But I think everybody had a chance, and I think hopefully we all learned a little bit of vocabulary or how to go about talking about the environment or the geography where we live. But unfortunately, it's that time again. I've got to say goodbye for now. I'll be back in a couple hours, but I've got to get going, make way for the next teacher. And Yarno, what do you mean? Do I have a word list? Do I have a document? No, I'm afraid not. I actually today I have a steno pad. Is what I have.
Okay.
Sorry. It's a good question. About 90% of the time I do have a document and I do have a word list, but today I don't. I actually thought of this lesson plan just suddenly because I also do TOEFL and IELTS questions, and it's sort of, wait a minute, people don't know how to talk about this, so I just made it up. But sorry about that. Okay. Any case, I've got to go. I've got to go now. Make way for the next verbaling teachers. Goodbye. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.
Thank you.
Have a good day, teacher.
Bye-bye.